Greetings and salutations, everyone. This is Jason Bitbender Brink, and I am here with Jamie Lee, the Town Star. I guess you like the Town Star Master, right? That's the way this is now, right?
Yeah,
Are
well,
you are you the new? Yeah, I think that is what that is. So, very happy to be here today with you. We're going to be taking some questions from the community. It's going to be a general AMA where we will deal with questions. I've got this nice list of questions that people have submitted in advance that we will go through. Some of which are very funny. You guys are hilarious, by the way. There's like one or two severely salty people who have very comical questions. So good job. How are you doing today, Jamie?
good. How are you? I mean, it's early morning here.
It is early morning. I'm okay. I'm actually, the reason I don't have my camera on right now is I am in a hotel currently, and I drank all the coffee because I normally, as you guys know, drink coffee by like the gallon in my gigantic coffee pot. But they don't have that in the hotel room. They only have these little Nespresso things. So I have drank all of those, which may have, in retrospect, been too many. We'll see, though.
And I didn't know you're gonna bail on me, like no video, so I'm only one here.
Well, yeah, but it's okay. I have the beautiful like lines, radiating out from me, and you look amazing. So you've got that going for you. Shall we hit some of these questions right away? Is there anything
Yeah,
that you want to go into first?
I think when we start, I think we can maybe explain what the announcement means. I think some people understand exactly what we explain, and
Sure.
some people kind of have some questions. So I think we can maybe kind of go over those announcements first, and then
Would
maybe
you
hit
like
those
would you like
questions.
to go over the announcement, and we'll chat over it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so the first thing actually we introduced is the gem system there. So gem system means that we are trying to create the TB item, and users can buy the gem through a town coin in our shop. And whenever that you are buying it, that amount will go to the burnt wallet that we are trying to build right now in the back end, so that it automatically have the burnt mechanism there.
That's
And once
very
you have,
important.
it is very important. And once you have gem and go into the game, we are trying to create a feature that you can use a gem to could be make crop faster, produce faster, or other content that we're trying to build right now. So there are a tons of opportunity. We added a few things like a new server or crop faster, workers faster, prioritization, and all that. So we are talking about those in next 6 months. We are keep adding those features to create more gem sync and town sync features in the game.
Can I use gems to remove the wind blocking effect from my windmills?
That's one of our idea. So yeah, like shade all these effect that we're trying
All the
to have.
negative effects.
Yeah, negative effect that we can remove those with the gem as well.
I like it. The other major change that we talked about, and actually before we go into that, like the ability, and this is something I think that people have been asking for a while, is the ability to integrate something that is a burn of town built into the
Mhm.
game. And this does this. So when you buy gems, that town does not come to us as revenue. It does not come to us at all. It goes directly to one of the Ethereum dead wallets, the 0x000000, those. And it's gone forever. It is removed from supply. So never
Mhm.
to be seen again. And so that's super important. Um,
Right.
okay, let's go ahead and dig in on the next change, the points system.
Yeah. So
So
yeah.
you want to talk about it, or you want me to talk about it?
Yeah. You can start, and I can add
Sure.
things to it.
Sure. So the points distribution system, going to with a points-based system, what that does is it takes the total amount of town to be distributed in a given day, and divides that up by a number of points. So essentially, rather than having a flat number of town that you receive for, any given NFT, you would receive an amount that is adjusted by the total number of players in that period, as well as the number of points that that NFT creates. So the best way to think about this is that gradually over time, as town is released, the size of the pie, okay, the total number of town released on a given day, will shrink, but the corresponding size of the pieces of that pie will stay the same. So what this means is that over time, what you are given in town, okay, the actual number will go down, but the scarcity of town across the entire ecosystem will go up, which should be a good thing for everybody in the long run. So yeah, that's how that system works. Anything that you would like to add to that, Jamie? Did I miss anything?
So I think a lot of users are asking what these mean for them if they already have NFT. So we are thinking those town earning attached to the NFT will be points. So if you see 10 TC earning from certain NFT, that will be your 10 points. So when we calculate those town earning, we already put it in, we already have some calculation for those town earnings. So I'm not going to change it like dramatically. We'll just have the town earning, it becomes a point, and those point and town ratio will be changed gradually.
Right, right. Okay, so I'll dive right into some of the questions here. Ed777 asks, do the town changes affect town node distribution? Proportionally, it will stay the same, but the total number will also go down correspondingly. So yes, but not in terms of the ratio, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think
See.
a lot of people are asking about the town node too, so I think that is right.
Yeah, that was a few questions that I saw on this list. Do you mind if I hit some of these other questions?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. This is a question that came from, I think, Cookie and KKUU. And Cookie basically asks, the market board was postponed. Why are other updates a priority? I think that the important thing to note about this is that some of what we've been working on, such as the Ledger of Truth, okay, are required for some of these other updates to go through. Okay, so the market board is one of those things that that leans on some of this other tech, and it will also lean on Geary or Gala Chain, however you want to call it, in the long run. And so now that Town Crush is out and we've tested that, we're going to go move forward with some of the rest of these other things that depend on those other dependencies.
Yeah, that's right. So I think the leasing system is really important, and we already have the Dream followers, and that's a part of that. Part of the system that we are trying to have a more new users or free-to-play users. That I think we definitely need a listing system. So it's not deprioritized for the importance wise, but for now, if you see the game, I think the biggest our focus, it should be the economy. So that's why we are trying to have the point system, gem system together. And I know that Jason and Jesse and other folks actually kind of came into the Discord to talk about, kind of hinted at our point system. We kind of want to talk about how other people are think about. And then the reason that we didn't add a point system even before that we were thought about it, because we didn't have a coin sync system. Without coin sync, I think just changes the point system kind of meaningless from my point of view. So once we have those two planned together, I thought that would be the right moment that we can introduce all together, and users will understand how whole the picture works. So that's where we are at right now.
That makes sense. We have a question here from Jam. Hello, Jam. Thank you for posting this. And by the way, guys, if you are just dropping into the stream and you would like to ask a question, join our Discord at galagames.chat. We're in the Townstar discussion channel. And we'll be there for the next at least 15 minutes or so, maybe a bit longer. And happy to take some questions. But Jam basically asks in a pretty long paragraph, do we intend on changing the meta of the game, or is it always going to be the same? I would say, and Jamie could of course disagree if she would like, but I would say that yes, we will definitely be changing up the meta. That one of the things, and again, the whole ledger of truth thing makes this very important. Up until this point in time, we haven't been able to have like really insanely creative competitions because we haven't been able to independently verify, that somebody has made X numbers of cakes or a certain amount of blue steel or, did things in a certain way. With this, now we will be able to. There's still some changes that are being made, some tweaks that are happening, but definitely I think that you will see some changes in meta. And I think that you will begin seeing, and I know that this is very important for a lot of people like him, you will begin seeing competitions coming back with some pretty interesting setups. And I think that's going to be something that people like.
Right. And for meta though, we will keep changing. It could be fun change. It could be some people don't like it, some people like it. But I think if the game doesn't change those meta long time, people got kind of like bored about the gameplay. And then I think we are keep kind of change it, tweak here and there for definitely. And I know that we have a different user group, like someone just like come in and chill. I just play for a month, which is fine. Some people really love the competitive portion. So I think we definitely need a separate meta for these different group of people. That's where we are heading towards too. And we all agree that we need that for different meta, and then we can change the meta so that we have a different competition, not only seeing like a similar people are doing all the top 400. I want more people to kind of enjoy the game and learn new stuff about the Townstar. So that change will keep coming, I would say.
Yeah. And again, feel free to disagree with me on this, but Lycan has a point here. It says gems in their own competition servers or not allowed because pay to win isn't going to help anything. Will there be servers that are pure competition, no gems? Is that something that's on the roadmap at some point?
We were thinking about those as well. Like some competition server will have entrance fee. Some competition server doesn't have just a free for all, but maybe we can set up certain criteria, but not we don't have like a plan detail, but we kind of bouncing off those ideas within the team as well.
Right. Okay, let's see here. Let me go back to the thing. Use of town within the game. Will we be able to use multiple dragons? I have no idea. Will we?
If you have a multiple sets of dragon vouchers, yes.
Okay, there you go. Great answer to the question. And that was from Citizen X. Citizen X maybe has a bunch of dragons. I hope so.
Well, someone asked about my Discord name. I am Kiki.
Kiki? That is an adorable name.
That's a character from the Japanese animation.
Okay. A lot of not Townstar questions here.
Okay,
so
yeah. What?
Sorry, this is a great. Wow, this just keeps going on forever. This is a really, really, really long thing. Okay, so it's like 20 questions. So many together. Why are all game bugs not reported or fixed before new functionality is added to the game? I think that, and Jamie, you could probably answer this better than me, but I think that there's a lot of lots of pieces, a lot of moving pieces, a lot of different developers working on different things. It's not like, there's just a list where one person goes down and does one thing at a time. So there's a lot of pieces that are in flight all at once.
Yes, I mean all game development is like that. And good thing is we recently hired more people and also got more resources within the Gala, so which is great. I can speed up certain things. We do have a lot of tech that it's just accumulated even before, so we are trying to clean up all those out and also at the same time trying to build something new. So it is already challenging, but I do
Yeah.
know people are waiting for all the premises that we made, so that I'm aware of it.
Yeah. And guys, and this massive long list of questions essentially boils down to like, why don't you tell us things? Why don't you give us exact dates? Why don't you communicate more? Why don't you, do all of these different things? This is an evolving process constantly. Okay. The reason that we don't do exact dates, we don't have a roadmap that says, okay, on April 22nd, you can expect this thing, is because dates like that are met or are missed constantly, because you can build something out and then you get to the point where you realize that there's some dependency that existed, or some bug pops up, or something happens that has to be dealt with, and then that ends up getting pushed. And so this is why we don't do that. And I don't think really very many people do provide massive, lists of specific dates, because to do so is folly. What we do is we build a good game, we build it as well as we can, we bring people into it, and we constantly improve it. Townstar is, and I will say this very, very, very clearly, Townstar is our first and flagship game. Okay. It is not going to be abandoned. It has people working on it constantly, every single day. Things are happening on the back end, changes are happening, code is being committed. But it's not something that, there's a big public list of like, work on this thing, this person's doing this. Like, that's not how this works. So yeah, that's that. Does that make sense, Jamie? Did I
Yeah.
miss anything there?
No, and I know that we've been a quiet some time after Gulliver's. I think people have some
Yeah.
concerns about it, but we are back on it to get on all these things. We are trying to develop those features and all that. I would say this economy change would be the first big update that we're trying to hit in Q1. It's already Q2. Q2.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? Is that
Yeah.
oh man, guys, I just want to like be super clear. Like, we don't like it when things take a long time. It pisses us off too. Okay. And we may not always come out and say that, but we don't like it when a date is missed. If we want something to go live in Q1 or in Q4 of last year and it doesn't, for a variety of reasons, none of which are bad reasons, they're just, this is the way the development happens. It does not make us happy. It's not like we're sitting around going, we've missed a deadline. That's not what happens. So it definitely pisses us off too, and we feel your frustration. So when you guys get grumpy about that, like, know that it is heard, we're aware, and we don't like it either.
Yeah, and then my background, I think we lost Jason, maybe, I'm not sure.
What? You lost
Oh
me?
no, no, you're here. You're here. You
Okay.
were quiet for a few seconds, so I'm not sure you were you were
That's
there or
right.
not.
She should learn not to be quiet.
So I'm trying to announce more often and earlier about our changes. Like Beyond this box, we mentioned it about a month ago, and then it was in April 1st. And Town Power also we mentioned earlier. It's still not out, but it will be ready within 48 hours, I would say. So we will have another announcement 24 hours before the announcement that we already mentioned. And So I do aware how important the communication is. I'm trying to communicate more, but not also don't commit certain dates so that it's not going to push our devs. That means
Yeah.
it will make more buggy stuff, more like other stuff. So I want to kind of protect in both end dev team and community. So sometimes those announcement is kind of vague, but please understand that we are trying super hard to do the both end of creating certain things within the timeline and also trying to kind of communicate that like a beforehand. So that is
Yeah.
happening in the background.
Got a question here from Galax NTM. Uh, is there a consideration that the competition is too hard now for people? Now that people will be using, very strong NFTs and things like that. I think, and this may be uh, another question for Jamie. I think that in the long term, you're going to see different types of competitions. You're going to see different types of servers. And you're going to see some servers that maybe like a pure competition server where the meta changes, on a weekly basis or something like that. And it's a non-NFT server. You may have a competition server that allows for everything. I mean, I think that in the long term, what we would like is different game modes and the ability for people to do, their, well, I mean, one of the things that was discussed a long time ago, and it's not on the roadmap anytime soon, is the idea that people could potentially have their own servers with their own rules. Um, I think that those are all things that we would like to see in the long run. So, this is a process. Right now, things may be particularly difficult, but I think that, in time, a lot of that will change. Um, is that accurate, Jamie?
Yeah, so I already kind of mentioned about the different meta. I think that is kind of aligned with those comments that you just made about like a
Yeah.
different comp server, different P2E servers. I don't know what exactly we will have at the end, but those idea is always kind of we were
Yeah.
talking about like what is the better way for us to kind of deliver those.
Yeah.
But first thing first, separate those meta is first. So that is on my list
Yeah.
for sure. And once we have that, we are going to add more different type of servers, but I cannot say when. And I don't want to make any promises here, but we
Yeah.
are on that track to kind of support all different type of users as well.
Awesome. And to answer Monticus Georgius's from the Rome Guild, are all the questions in this AMA scripted and selected from list? No, they're not. But some people did submit questions in advance, and we often pull from those questions because they're from people in other time zones that can't, participate, or from other countries, so they have to be translated in advance. That's what some of these are. Okay,
I have a one question here.
go for it.
Someone asked if we can use the dragon for Mayhem. I forgot who it was.
Somebody did ask that. Yes.
Yes, I think so.
Ooh, that sounds nice. I don't think I have a dragon. I don't think I was able to get all the stuff. And JF Pinay says that he enjoys, or she enjoys, maybe, I don't know, playing the game with the family back in the Philippines. That makes me happy. I'm very happy to see how Townstar can help people connect.
That's awesome to hear.
Yeah. Oh man, I would like a multiplayer town. That sounds fun.
That would be awesome. Another questions that we got from users since we announced that we are going to remove all the town earning NFT by end of April. So they were wondering when they can have new NFT or what kind of NFT that we will have. So I would say, I think that we have enough NFT to earn town at the moment to support our economy. So I'm thinking for the new set of NFT can more focus on utility or other type of totally different type of NFT we're thinking about. So I think the different set of NFT will be coming, but also it's not like really planned in near future. But I'm hoping in months or two, maybe we have a better plan and I can share it with you guys.
Okay, that sounds awesome. I just saw a question I wanted to answer. Where did it go? Where does the money for sponsoring these competitions come from? It comes from us.
Comes from Gala.
So yeah. And the May Mayhem competition is going to be epic. And people want more rivers. I like that. Nacho keeps asking, will town NFTs have more weight in points versus Vox One? I think that the points is going to stay like think of the old distribution where it distributes town. Think of those town as points instead, and you will have a basic structure of how that's going to work. Cloud Kicker says, is the AMA going to be recorded? Yes, you'll be able to see it on YouTube, on all and everywhere else as well. Can you confirm if you're actively working on the Boombot? Yes, there are things happening with the Boombot. You will like to hear about the Boombot in the future, but not yet. And more rivers. Is there a chance in the scenario that the game will favor the rich players who hold more town than people that don't? The way that I see this is that your town power controls the amount that you can potentially earn. So in that sense, like you need to have a decent amount of town power to place, or to earn with some of the NFTs, especially the rarer ones. But I don't think that the game itself favors anyone who is holding, more. I mean, it's a game, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry.
town power is determine your max earning, and we are not trying to design
Yeah.
to have those low earning users need to have a lot more to start with. So if you're earning only one town coin, you don't need to hold a town coin. So that is open for all. So whoever got a gold member, if you only have Express Teapot, you can still earn one town coin without any town coin holding. But if you are trying to earn more, then you need to hold more.
Kit Senector, what is your question? Let me see if I can get to it here. Okay. Going through this. Hold on. I'm going to pop over to the list and see if I can find this question. So I know people were asking.
Yeah, one
there it is.
question.
I see it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What Dog Glitch asked, are there plans to release a cheaper NFT under 100? Yes, I would love to.
Okay, so Kit Senector asked the question, what is the benefit of having gems in the economy and not using town directly for some of these things? The reality is that anytime you have something that is an ERC20, okay, you run into all sorts of like gas issues and confirmation time issues and things like that. The idea of using them from the treasure chest themselves is not something that we would want to do because we don't want to be, having those balances changing. However, once things get over to the point that the entire treasure chest is chain backed, there is potential for that sort of stuff, but we'll have to see in the future whether or not that's something that we want to do. But the gems are nice too, because the gems you can purchase a set amount and have the activity in the game always stay the same in number of gems. Okay, so for example, hypothetically speaking, and please don't hit me, Jamie, if I say this wrong, but hypothetically speaking, if you were to remove, let's say we remove a rock with gems, okay? Now, I don't know if we can even do that, but let's say that you do. And that is 100 gems. And it's always 100 gems, no matter what happens with the price of town. Price of town can go way up, or the price of town can go way down, and it'll still be 100 gems. And then the purchase of that 100 gems would correspond to a set fiat value. So that if you go to buy those 100 gems, it costs X town right now. It may cost more or less later, but those 100 gems will always provide the same functionality in game. Does that make sense? Because if the price of town spikes, okay, then suddenly to remove that rock begins costing like 0.025 town, for example, completely pulling a number out of thin air. Do not use this number for calculating anything. But then it starts getting really unwieldy. But gems is an easy thing to work with. Okay.
Yeah, so the gem, when you guys buy gem in our store, like the same as NFT, you guys can see the price with the town coin. So we are still kind of discussion that how much it should be, but I think you guys can easily see the price changes on the Gala store as well.
Oh, you know what? There's another thing that we might want to go into here. Should we go into one of the other reasons for gems?
Which one?
The potential, like, such an ugly concept. So basically, if you are a player in the United States, okay, and I'm going to go into this a little bit. Maybe Jesse's going to yell at me. We'll see. If you're a player in the United States and you are making a blockchain transaction, okay, that could potentially be a taxable event for you. If you're doing this again and again and again with town, things get to be more complex. However, if you do it just once with gems, those gems being database backed, not transferable, you can do whatever you want with them and it doesn't become a potentially taxable event. This is not like tax advice in any way, shape, or form, but gems do provide an additional utility in that sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, guys, let's see here. I actually have to get going because I'm late for another meeting.
Oh, you have another meeting. All right.
I do. I'm actually supposed to be downstairs meeting with everybody right now. Tofu, you will still be able to earn. That doesn't change anything. The only thing that's changing is the point system, which will change the amount that can be earned in any given day. And yes, I think a lot of us hate the name gems too, but it's something that everybody instantly understands. So
we'll come up with something else if it's bad name, but yeah, I'll check with the team.
radishes, I'm gonna call them radishes. Okay, and a quick question for Nacho: is Gala Power going to change? Yes, I believe Gala Power will be will be updated in the future as well. Yeah, and Watch Guy, I feel your pain. Okay, guys. Jamie, thank you very much for taking the time out of your morning to meet with me and do this for the community.
Yeah, thank you so much, and I'll stay in Discord to get some more questions if anyone has anything. So come join the Townstar discussion. Let's chat about it more. Thank you so much today.
Thank you, guys, and I'll catch you guys all soon.
Peace. All right.